The very rigged, scripted Thursday night football game which occurred in the last presidential debate has everything to do with the presidential election. The Thursday night football game on the same night of the debate, the two teams that played in it were no coincidence. The New York Giants represented the New York native in office right now, Donald Trump, while the Philadelphia Eagles represented the Scranton, Pennsylvania born former Vice President Joe Biden, whose favorite team is the Philadelphia Eagles. In other words, on the night of the final presidential debate, which saw Biden's Eagles win over the New York Giants, that riddle represents Joe Biden defeating Donald Trump in the election. Biden's Eagles defeat Trump, who's represented by his home state, his home city of New York City. It was a scripted game. The Eagles won by 22 points. Carson Wentz, number 11, came back from 11 points down. New York is the 11th state to be ratified in the Union. New York City has 11 letters. 9/11 occurred on the 11th day, as a matter of fact. The Eagles, on the 22nd day, won the game with their 22nd points of the game. In gematria, the practice of coding letters and words into numbers, it is Eagles. That is gematria 22. The Philadelphia Eagles won the game with their 22nd points on the 22nd day of the month of the final debate. It has everything to do with the election. It has everything to do with Biden being an Eagles fan. It has everything to do with Donald Trump being from New York. October the 22nd of 2020 is a date numerology of 72. President Trump. A debate between the two candidates of this two-party corporatocracy. That's the meaning of that 72 gematria. The amount of time from October the 22nd to Election Day is a time span of 12 days. In gematria, it's Joe that has gematria 12. Kamala has gematria 12 as vice president. 12 days before the election was the final debate. Joe Biden's Eagles on that night. New York lost. In other words, Donald Trump lost. The Giants are 1-6 instead of 2-5. Things are going really well for Trump. Oops. And then the Giants choked. How could this president handle a crisis on top of a recession and out of control deficit that really happened even long before the coronavirus happened? The deficit was already out of control even before this time happened. The 22 points also has to do with the crash coming up too as well. The artificially delayed crash is occurring. The crash has already happened, but the crash has been delayed. The big banks, the financial institutions, the corporations got bailed out. And because of that, the stock market has been artificially altered. JP Morgan Chase, Citibank, all of these guys are shareholders of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. These guys hand out money to their own banks. The game is rigged. The early vote total exceeded 2016. 2016 was a 20-year low voter turnout. Things are looking rather pretty bad for Donald Trump and for the GOP in this next scripted election.